Among the regular attendees at South by Southwest is one of Odyssey Network's most forward-thinking member organizations, Auburn Media.
Well, Auburn Media, where I work, helps progressive religious leaders do media for justice. So we at Auburn Media come down to Austin, South by Southwest, to look for new best practices for the leaders with whom we work, for zeitgeist shifts, what's happening in culture. Many people here are at the cutting edge of culture, so we want to be on that cutting edge too, to help faith leaders and experts on faith see what's coming. And then how can we do our work the best? So we're very interested in innovation, in social media trends, and in really specific ways of pushing out progressive religious messages to a broad public through the media. I just went to a talk by Mona Al-Tahawi, who is an Egyptian-American journalist, and her talk was on optimism. Mona got her arms broken in Tahrir Square and was sexually assaulted and thrown in jail, and so her optimism is hard won. But this value, and her life was saved, and the way she communicates out these values is through social media. Her Twitter following is massive and global. That was a perfect talk, I think, for Auburn Media, because not only was it about the way we communicate messages, but message itself. There was another talk that I loved by Dana Boyd on the culture of fear and how in our attention economy, a phrase I love, where everybody's competing for people's attention, for mind share, fear is a way that from MSNBC to Fox, the news get our attention when we are otherwise occupied. And is there an alternative to that? And I feel like the kind of hope-based optimism that Mona exhibited was the answer to Dana Boyd's question.
Well, it's my first time at South by Southwest, so my mind is exploding. The people who come here are really at the cutting edge of where technology meets content, meets society, meets business. And so I'm here to watch and see what's new. I'm also really interested in what all of this has to do with religion. And I think that religion needs to understand technology and to be able to use technology to connect with people where they are now. And so I'm interested in stories here. What is religion? What would theology have to say about this group of people at South by Southwest? And what is kind of sacred spaces now and in the future, and how do people perceive them? And I think that we need to know it and see it and talk to people and then kind of convey it back and make sense of it in a way that I'm sure is extremely relevant. But it's when we're here discerning it and observing it and trying to pick it up with our ears to the ground, it's interesting how little is on the program that has anything to do with religion. In reality, I think it's there. It's just not represented in a way that is really obvious right now. But I think in the future, actually, we could have a lot of panels on religion and technology and this, and it would be really interesting.
South by Southwest is a dream for anybody who's interested in technology and organizing. And I mean organizing in a broad sense. There are businesses here who are looking to network, and there are, let's call them do-gooders, who are looking to find the tools that they need and the philosophy and the affect to make change in the world. So I was at this great panel with a man who was a protester and organizer in Canada in the 70s, and he was saying that, you know, back then, people would come together first, then share ideas, and then act. In the digital age, how has that changed? Now we can share ideas first, and that's what brings us together in a space where we're not physically connected. But then the coming together is a byproduct of that, just of the synergy of our ideas and synchronizing around a mission and a goal. And so at Auburn, Groundswell is our new social initiative that's doing action campaigns around things that people of faith feel like they need to lend their voice to. And providing that medium means that we're synchronizing with something that is already out there. We're picking up the zeitgeist, we're plugging into something that exists and giving it an avenue for expression. And that, to me, is ultimately the goal of religion in the 21st century, of the do-gooders.